Hi everybody, hope you are doing great. I'm Tammy, the gown girl, and I have some advice for those of you who might be shopping for a wedding gown. It is just at the beginning of a new year, and although people shop for wedding gowns all year round, typically engagement season happens around the holidays through Valentine's Day. And then all the brides-to-be go shopping the first part of the year, and then with summer and fall comes wedding season. So this is the perfect time of year to start talking about wedding gowns and shopping for wedding gowns. And I want to help you and give you some tips on shopping and also some ideas of some terms that you might hear while you're out there shopping and what exactly do they mean. So one term that you might hear as soon as you start shopping, you start trying wedding gowns on, is the term sample gown. What does that mean? Well, the way bridal boutiques usually work, everybody's a little bit different, but this is typical and normal, is that a bridal boutique will buy wedding gowns from designers. So often they'll bring in 10 or 12 a season from a particular designer. A bridal boutique will carry several designers, and those gowns are used for the brides to try on, decide what one they like, and then usually they will order a gown off that sample. So for example, a popular bridal line is called Casablanca. I really like it. They don't pay me for any endorsement. I just like their gowns. Used to carry them when I owned a bridal boutique. And Casablanca, every year I would buy 12 gowns twice a year from Casablanca. It would come in and a bride would try that gown on and say, oh, I really love this. This is my gown. But can we make the neck a little different? And obviously I need a different size and maybe a different length. So we would measure the bride and then we would order the gown, and the gown she tried on, the sample gown, was still in the store where other people would try it on and make the same decision based on that. Well, that's how when you custom order a gown or you special order a gown, that's often how it is. You start by trying on the sample gown. Bridal boutiques often will have sample sales, or they'll just offer you the chance to purchase the sample gown. And so you often will get a discount for buying that gown that's been used as a sample. So it's been in the store, it's been tried on by brides. It may not be your exact size, it may not be your exact choices, but it's often a really good deal because the bridal boutique, for one reason or another, is ready to let that sample gown go home with a bride for her trip down the aisle, and maybe they'll purchase a different sample gown. There's lots of reasons bridal boutiques do that. So if you're offered the chance to buy a sample gown, don't think you're getting something inferior or an old gown or something like that. Often bridal boutiques will put a sample gown on sale or offer it to a bride because it's being discontinued by the manufacturer for one reason or another. Maybe they brought it in and it doesn't fit as many brides as they had hoped it would, but it fits you. So they're like, hey, if you love this, it works for you, please have this gown at a discount so we can try a different sample gown that may fit more people well. Maybe they bought it in just not a good size for most of their brides, and so a lot of people haven't been trying it on, but hey, it works for you, so that's what counts. The other reason, and one I really want to talk about today, which is where my expertise lies in cleaning and pressing and altering gowns, is maybe the sample gown's, just as we say in the industry, been well loved. Maybe it's in a little poor shape. Maybe it was used for a photo shoot and it got soiled. Maybe it's beaded and some of the beads are coming off. And so it needs a little love, and so they will sell it to a bride at a discount, a great discount sometimes, and then you'll need to put a little money into having it cleaned or having the beads put back on or having it made to fit you, or maybe you want to change something about it. So there's lots of reasons for a bridal boutique to offer you a sample gown, and there's a lot of good reasons to buy one. It can really help your budget because a lot of times they will be discounted dramatically. And it may be a way to find a one-of-a-kind gown that works for you, that maybe didn't work for everybody, but you love it, and that's what counts. And so don't be afraid to buy a sample gown. Don't hear the term and think it's inferior, or it's worn out, or it's not in style anymore. If you love it, that's what matters. And I'm gonna now show you a couple things that can be done to sample gowns that you might be worried about. Maybe it has some stains on it. Well, can that come out? Obviously, you don't want to wear a dirty gown down the aisle. So I have a sample gown right here. Actually, one of my partner boutiques sold this to a bride and sent it to me to clean. So I'm going to show it to you before I clean it and assure you of some things that I know will come out of sample gowns that you don't need to worry about. You might have already noticed this. Pretty obvious on this one that there's some makeup on the inside of the neckline. Makeup will come out most of the time. What I like to say with cleaning sample gowns is I don't promise that they're going to be 100% brand new quality again, but I can promise that I can improve it, and a good cleaner or dry cleaner or gown specialist, someone who does what I do for a living, can improve it so that you can wear it. So makeup on the inside, not a concern. We can get that out. Another thing you'll see a lot of, this may not show up quite as easily on a video, but can you kind of see that the lace here is dingy, right? That happens not because it's a dirty store or anything like that. It's just that this is white fabric and it's been dragged around and tried on where people have been walking. And it's not at all unusual for a sample gown to be soiled around the hem. And again, that is something that typically does come out almost 100% of the time. Again, we don't make promises because we don't know what's on the gown, but it can certainly be greatly improved. I've even had some wedding gowns that are just horribly soiled on the bottom. Maybe they were in a photo shoot or something like that. So another thing to think about is if you need the gown shortened, if it's long for you, often you don't even have to worry about cleaning this part. It will just be cut off and shortened for you. So that's another area not to worry about too much. Other stains that frequently are on sample gowns are ink. Typically we can remove ink quite well, or at least lighten it so it's hardly noticeable. Blood, somebody pricks a finger or something like that. Not unusual. Again, blood does come out of most fabrics very well when a professional knows what to do. Another thing that often will get on gowns is makeup. Not, from being worn around the face, but makeup that maybe somebody is touching their face and then it's on their fingertips. And then I'm going to step back here to show you. We kind of stand in front of the mirror and we do this. So this area of the gown down here gets soiled quite easily, and we see that very frequently. And again, those are things that can be cleaned out of a sample gown. Another issue with a sample gown is perhaps you have a gown like this with heavy beading on the bodice. Beads do come off quite easily, beads and sequins and things like that. They can be replaced, they can be glued back on, or they can be sewn back on, or in many, many cases, the whole gown, once it's cleaned and evened out and pressed, even a few missing beads or missing sequins will not be noticed. So those are things not to worry about too much with a sample gown. What should you worry about with a sample gown? You want to make sure it's within 1 or 2 sizes of you. It would be difficult to buy a sample gown that is 4 sizes or 6 sizes too large for you. I've seen it done, but it kind of distorts the style of the gown to be made to fit you. So buy a sample gown that's within 1 or 2 sizes of you. The other thing is you really want to know a skilled seamstress and or a good dry cleaner or wedding gown specialist. Have a relationship already with those people before you buy or commit to the sample gown, because you are going to need a little help, unless this is your livelihood too, to get that gown ready to wear down the aisle. You don't want to invest money in it, even if it's a great deal, and then be lost in searching for somebody who can help you. So do your homework ahead of time. See if the bridal boutique has either someone on staff or someone they highly recommend to help you with the cleaning, pressing, and alterations of the gowns. That is something to think about ahead of time when you're buying a sample gown, even more so than when you're buying a brand new gown. Hey, I hope these things have been helpful for you, and check back as I post more videos throughout the wedding season on gown shopping and gown care, and happy wedding planning. I'm the gown girl, Tammy. Thanks.